Son shit, y'all ready?
I hope you are. Yo, before we get started, I just got some news. Sad news. The great, let me take it to y'all like this. The diabolical, the legendary Biz Markie has passed away. Rest in peace to Biz Markie, man. Crazy influence on like a whole generation's career and views on this music thing. Like, he was one of them dudes. He was funny in the music game. He was exuberant in the music game. He was one of the first rappers, rap stars, MCs to switch to DJing. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the first guys to be out here beatboxing along with Dougie Fresh and Buff from the Fat Boys. Rest in peace to Buff. Legendary career. Juice Crew. Just a major piece of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's crazy. Before I just wanted to say that before we even get started on doing anything else. Crazy. With that being said, you know what I'm saying, let me shake off the shock and get ready to, try to do what we do. As you can see from the title, this is not a mini episode. This is real now. We here now, And I remember thinking to myself, I kept going, I want to get back into this. I want to do my thing. But I didn't want to talk about sports. I didn't want to talk about movies. I didn't want to do nothing really pop culture-y. I wanted to talk about something. And before I even get into that something, sad thing is, you gotta talk about pop culture a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The All-Star Game, the All-Star Game for the Major League Baseball, and the NBA Finals apparently didn't get good ratings. The NBA Finals still not getting good ratings. So I'm like listening to people, and it's crazy how it's a whole bunch of, I saw people go, well, it's because of their political stances on stuff. I'm like, really? Is it? That's how not into sports I am at this point in my life, because I had no idea. Had no idea about half of the things going on as far as political stands with baseball, basketball, football. Not there. I have no idea. To me, ratings are low because your core demographic no longer is interested in the actual game. You know what I'm saying? Like, the numbers are down for the NBA Finals, but if you look at the whole playoffs, every time they cut to somebody's home court, there's people who probably didn't make it in the stadium, or there's people who couldn't go to the stadium because that's not the home game. And you're like, if they watch that at home, that's a good portion of your numbers. If people stop, people watch it when they watch it, that's a thing. Then there's the fact that there's a whole generation that truly doesn't even watch the whole game. They don't watch games. They watch highlights. All sports encourage watching highlights. If you pay attention to their commercials, they have commercials where they're like, and get all the highlights. These are the best parts of the game. So then, and I'm at this point in my life where I am totally against ESPN. And then you have ESPN, who gives you a narrative, who builds narratives, and YouTubers too, because they do the same thing. People are building narratives of games. So if you didn't watch or you don't know what's going on, it is what it is. I don't think the ratings are so much political views of people going, yeah, I'm not, because LeBron said this. I heard that. LeBron said this, or LeBron did that, or baseball MLB commissioner did this, and I don't know. I just know when I was growing up, we watched games. There was nothing cooler than watching the game the next day talking about the game. You know what I'm saying? Dudes now, they don't watch the game. They watch highlights. Big difference, major difference. Like I said, I didn't want to make a show talking about pop culture and sports and all that. But that's just one of them things you gotta come away going, it's crazy. Like, how do you, navigate through all that? And then, here's my second thing that I feel I have to talk about, because this is a pop culture moment. Marvel. Yo, you cannot say anything bad about the MCU. Loki's episode 6 season finale wasn't that dope. I mean, I get it. It really talked, it showed a lot of stuff and it was setting up a lot of stuff. But here's the thing. I think people, even if you know what's going on, it's setting up a lot of stuff that isn't going to get touched on no time soon. No time soon. Like, it's not like Doctor Strange or Spider-Man's coming out this fall. It's not coming out. I think season 2 of Loki will come out before either one of those. So all the anticipating and waiting, it's just what it is. It's just a show. And as a show, that last episode was kind of, you know what I mean? Black Widow, kind of, But if you say anything, and let me go back and tell you something else about Black Widow real before I even get into the, people's responses. It's not Taskmaster. That's not a thing. I'm sorry. Everybody's like, man, it's because they messed up. Nope. We're talking about a franchise, as far as the MCU goes, that once it was okay to do what they did to the Mandarin, all bets were off. They've been doing what they want to do since that point. Hands down. Age of Ultron. That's not the way that goes down in the comic books. That's not the way it's ever went down when they rebooted that in comic books. Everybody was okay with it when it came to the MCU. Civil War, nothing like the comic books at all. The whole story plot of the Civil War being Congress making a bill where you have to let it be known you have to register as a hero. That was like 5 minutes of the movie. The rest of the movie was a whole different breed of movie. Those were 2 different movies. Like, those are 2 different topics. Like, that Civil War thing, the Civil War thing from the comics was in the movie for that split second. Once the original Black Panther died, it became a whole new movie. It was a chase film. It was a seek the truth film. It was a different film. It had nothing to do with the concept of Civil War. Bam. Just stating it. Just putting it out there with So Marvel has always had a way of not doing it like the comics. You know what I'm saying? So this whole Taskmaster thing, that was just an excuse, because if it would have been a dude and it wasn't downloaded fight choreographies or whatever, they would have found something else to talk about, and they still would have been like, I don't know, it was because of this. The movie just wasn't that good. Just say it. It's not that good. You can say that. I think that's where we are as a country right now. We are at the point where you can't say nothing negative about something you're supposed to like. That's where we are right now. Sorry. That's just the game. The comments are ridiculous. You go, I'm on feeling that all of a sudden you're just not a fan. You don't know what's going on. Sometimes joints just ain't hot, man. Sometimes it just, I remember back in the day, that was you didn't like Iron Man 2 because it did too much setting up for everything else. Now it's like, you can't talk about it was for the necessary situation. Let it go, man. Let it go. Also, what was it, last week? Someone this week, I don't know. Trump, former President Trump, goes in front of his audience and tells them the whole layout of his plans on how he handles stuff. If I didn't like it, I said it was fake. If it was cool in my favor, I said it was the most accurate thing in the world. And the people cheered. At this point, you realize those aren't sheep. Those are willing conspirators in his situation. That's what that is. Like, that's like sheep being told the absolute truth about that. We go, oh my God, I cannot believe that you used. I thought you were right. I can't believe that basically you could have been wrong a few times, and I just rode with it because I was following you, and you just manipulated me. I can't believe you played me. Like, that's an actual thing you're supposed to do. These people have cheered. They cheered because at the end of the day, it never really mattered. Everybody goes, oh, they're sheep. They're not sheep. They understood who they put in that position. He understood why he was put in that position. Both parties got what they needed. That's what that was. It was a non-verbal agreement. The handshake was him becoming president. That was it. Like, what they did when they recited his words or said what he said, that was them trying to give you the vibe that he knows what he's doing. That was them doing that. That was like when your family member messes up and you know they messed up, but you can't let the other people know that, so you still defend your family member. That's what that was. Our former president told us the layout of how he got down. And his people cheered for him. His people cheered for him. Because they knew that all along. They understood that all along. They was good with that from the gate. You know what I'm saying? Like this whole, ooh, they're sheep. They're not sheep. And let's take it to a point of sports. They're the Golden State Warriors. They're the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're the Denver Broncos. They're the New York Yankees. They're the Toronto Raptors. They bought a player or players to win a championship. They win the championship, all's good. What happens after that? It is what it is. Like, Kawhi goes somewhere else. Hey, cool. Thank you for your support. When you do that game over here, we will cheer you because you did what you were supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? What the guy in Golden State said he was going to retire the number that Kevin Durant was using for a while. You know, at this moment it's retired because he was hired to do what he was supposed to do. Trump was voted in to do what he did. Everything that he did, that's what he was voted in to do by those people. They got what they wanted. It's cool. Trump can say anything to that crowd and they're cool with it. He did his part. They were satisfied. That was it. You know what I'm saying? Can't even get mad at that. You can't, who gets mad at that? Like, people, I cannot believe people are upset. Like, I can't believe that they just cheered him on. I can. That's kind of how that goes. Joke wasn't on them. Joke was on us for not understanding that was why they voted him in. To be that dude. You know, well, life is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Take it how you take it. Now, getting to the real deal. I would love some horns. We ain't got no horns. We might have horns. Wouldn't even be the same kind. We're going to insert some horns to get into this next segment. Like, insert horns here. Boom. I don't know if you guys are aware there's something jumping off with Frito Lay, the company. There was a strike out in Topeka, Kansas, because conditions and wages are both horrible. This is like the second week, and it's crazy. It's crazy, right? The people are saying that they're working, get this, 84-hour weeks. 84, like, that doesn't even sound like a thing. Saying that out loud doesn't even sound like it's a real thing. 84-hour weeks. 84-hour weeks. What? 84-hour weeks? Come on, man. That don't sound right. Like, how is that a thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, that is, whoa. Yeah, you can't make that up. 84-hour weeks. Fill that out. Like, think about what if you work 12 hours for 5 days. Yeah. Yeah, like, what? That is crazy. That is ridiculous to just say that like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Where did you get the other 24 hours from? Like, and then you find out, well, they're working 7 days a week. Ta-da! That was where you got that from. 12 hours. 7 days a week. Who? What? Say that. I mean, think about what? 12 hours, 7 days a week. In horrible conditions. Garbage wages. Like 77 cents over the past how many years? Like, they said it. Like, matter of fact, the negotiation that they was talking about earlier this week, because tonight's Friday, earlier this week was, they were told they'll get a dime this year, won't get anything next year, and then they'll get a dime again. So you'll make 20 cents in 3 years. Some people are like, they haven't gotten a raise in 6 years. So that would be 20 cents in 9 years. That's mind-blowing. Major. Like, for all these people who complain about where they work at, I'm pretty sure you're not in the same situation as that. Like, yeah, that's terrible. Trust me, I'm pretty sure. Like, I was at a garbage job one time where I just had to stop and go, these wages, this ain't working out. Now, here's the crazy piece, and this is what I was saying about people knowing things are wrong, but they're not gonna really address it like that. What you have Frito Lay saying is kind of like, then they're really not addressing everything. What they're saying is we came up with some negotiations that will put them in better positions. Like, they do what, you know how companies do. Companies do what companies are supposed to say. You know what I'm saying? They said that their hourly wages range from $18.50 to $34.82 per hour. That's what they're saying. I don't know, man. And here's the thing, and we all know when you say that, you're kind of talking about the upper half of people. All companies do it. When they love to talk about their wages and they show off their good wages, it's usually for the upper people. You know what I'm saying? It's the management. They definitely aren't talking about the regular people. It's usually, that's where they're at with it. You know what I'm saying? It's talk about those people. So, I mean, there's no way you're telling me I'm making, and I don't know, maybe because I don't know what Topeka's wages are, starting wages. And that's the thing too, as they said, range from 18 to 30 something. They didn't say we start out at 18. Like, if you go look that up and read that, that's not what they said. They didn't say they start out at 18. They say they have wages that range from 18. So, there that go. You know, you gotta sometimes read between the lines. They definitely didn't say our wages start out at. It's like when you see those FedEx and Amazon joints, and they say could make up to. They don't ever tell you what it start out as. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. So at this point, I'm like, yo, I will not be eating Frito Lay products. You know what I'm saying? I will not be purchasing Frito Lay products. You know, I would love, I might expand that because I know Pepsi owns them. And I may just expand that to Pepsi and everything that Pepsi and Frito Lay rock with, you know, and hold on to as far as that. But right now it's just the chips, you know. And with that being said, I bought 2 bags of like Cheetos and some Fritos, not knowing anything about this. And, you know, I'm like, should I like eat this? Yeah, I'm gonna eat this. I paid for this. I mean, this was before I knew. I know now I won't buy any new product. This is before. This is grandfathered in. It's grandfathered in my house, so it's already got to be getting to. I mean, I'm gonna have to just be thinking about them. Like, hope y'all alright. You know, and like Frito Lay is really trying to be the good guy, because they're like, we want our people to get back to work. We can't believe that, you know, it's hurting them in the long run. I don't know. Again, don't know what they make. But if you're telling me I've been working for like 7 days a week, 12 hours, I don't know what kind of life that those people are living. But even at 10, 15, that's a nice chunk of change. You know what I'm saying? That's a nice chunk of change. They might, and if they save their money, and if they which apparently they would, if I'm working 12 hours a day for 7 days a week, outside of paying bills, that's really all I got. So it ain't like, yeah, there's no going out if you working like that. So that means money is definitely stored up somewhere. They probably alright. They can do this for about at least a month. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy how this isn't even major news. Like, people aren't even really talking about this. Why? Because it makes no difference to a lot of people. People are going, yo, these chips is low. And like, yo, if your chips are low where you at, that's why. But people aren't going to really look into it. And then if you look into it and you realize what's going on, what will you do? You know what I'm saying? Because if the demand for the chips continue, then Frito Lay is in the right. You know what I mean? Because now that it might not be Topeka, but it might be someplace else that they try that same work tactics on. If they're not doing that at other places. So, and then become even more demanding. So yeah, if you know that this is going on, I'm sorry, I'm going to keep it real. I encourage you to boycott Frito Lay. Like, you can do that. You know what I'm saying? Boycott Frito Lay. It's what you can do. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got the chips. Don't worry about the chips. Deal with somebody else. Who knows? You may end up liking some local chips. You know what I'm saying? Pringles is always making whole flavors out of, like, making dinner flavors. Pringles has, like, dinner flavors now. You ever seen Pringles? Pringles is like, you know what I'm saying, chicken and waffle flavored Pringles. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? The number 4 menu at the Texas Steakhouse. That's a flavor. Like, they literally have steak and mashed potato flavored chips, which I don't know how that works. I'm joking, but I'm just saying they really do have some weird flavors. Pringles is playing games. Rotisserie chicken. That's real. That's a real one. So, yeah. Mess around and start eating Pringles. The game is crazy. We need to be more aware of what's going on with these job locations. And something like this, yeah. It's cool to take a stand. Like I said, the Frito Lay people say they're trying to cover themselves by saying that they did this and they're doing this and this is what they offered and this is what they threw on the table. I think that just came out today, being Friday, the 16th of July. But this is the second week of the strike. That's the thing. Like, stop and think about it. This is the second week of the strike. They didn't come out and say this last week. They said it this week because now it's starting to really affect the shelves. 1. 2, now the news is getting everywhere. Newsweek did a piece on it a couple of days ago. Now it's getting big. So now we have to step in front of this. Because also one of the rumors, accusations, allegedly, someone passed out, died, and they just moved them to the side and replaced them, threw somebody else in the mix and kept it moving. People are like, oh my God. And again, depending on the job you work at, stuff like that happens. People don't care. These companies do not care. They don't. You know what I'm saying? That's why, and I think that's the horrifying part, that it's believable. You can believe that this is happening because stuff like this happens all the time somewhere. All the time. What are they gonna do? I don't know, man. I'm just reporting the facts. I'm reporting, and this is what it is. It's an actual fact. You can go. I am the number one endorser of look it up yourself. Don't believe what I'm saying. Look this stuff up. You know what I'm saying? Don't believe what a politician says. Look this stuff up. Especially when it comes to politics, because politicians play games. Both sides. Trust me. It's really weird. Politics is a whole nother thing. I am a advocate for doing some research. Go do your research. That's all I got to say. You know what I'm saying? Man, it feels good coming back, talking about real stuff. You know what I mean? Not that the Black History thing ain't real, but you know what I'm saying? It's to talk, to break it down and, do what we do. See, you know what I'm saying? This feels right. I don't know when the next time I'll do this again, but this feels right. I want to thank everybody for listening. I want to thank everybody for listening to the Black History Moments. Like, thank you. Like, I was doing my Anchor thing, and I'm like, yo, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are really and people have their favorites. And before I go, I want to say this. I find it discomforting a little bit. The more harsh, saddened, scary, horrifying, unbelievable, unimaginable things that have happened in our American history towards black people, those are the things that people shy away from. Like the Devil's Punch Bowl, ain't a lot of people watching that. The Tulsa Massacre, not a lot of people rocking with that. Yeah, it's stuff like, yo, the first person who did this, and this person that, yeah, people love that. That's the horrid stuff. People are like, I ain't really got time for that. And that's our country. we are at that point where we really do not want to engage in past negative stuff. We're the most, can we just move on, but our actions still closely resemble the past. We have not had no lynching bill ever. And it comes up all the time, apparently. And we just don't do it. Like, that is something that you gotta stop and go, yo, what? Really? How did that happen? And, people today will go, well, ain't nobody getting lynched. And then you realize they were lynching people like 2 years ago. 2 years ago, 2019. Someone was lynched. That is crazy. Nooses hung here and there. I ain't talking about that NASCAR fiasco either. I'm like, for real. But, it is what it is. That's why, again, I encourage people to do their research. And I just wanted to say thank you all out there who have been checking for me on this kind of stuff. It's cool. I'm doing the Black Moment thing because it's part of my mix show. It's the second segment of my mix show. And I will definitely try to hit you off with these podcasts a lot more frequently than once every, what I feel like 6 months. We should not be apart like that. We shouldn't. That's me trying to sound smooth. So if you're a dude and you just happen to look up and like, I know this dude is not talking all soft in my ear. I was real soft in your ear. You ain't gotta respond. Just close your eyes and enjoy it. Hey, let me stop. I will talk to y'all later. Please go out here and look up what's going on with this Frito Lay thing. I can't tell you what to do, but I will say I hope you take a stance for the people, for the workers. You know what I'm saying? And do what we do, man. Rest in peace to Biz Markie. I would love to play some stuff on the outro as we go out, but the music industry is so tight on their game that you can't even do that. So you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's so tight. I mean, I feel like, check it out. You got what I need, but you say he's just a friend. But you say he's just a friend. Oh baby, 1 2, 1 2. Hey, that's probably all I can get away with, just beatboxing and playing around with nothing on any. Anyway, so be safe out there. I say that all the time too. Be safe out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to come up with a closing, cool ending to all of this, but until then, be safe out there, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.
This is a Soul of Art presentation.